Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're going to be taking a look at another Light versus True game. We have Light here in the top left of Deja Vu, going up against True in the bottom right. Man, I haven't been pumped for an ASL season this much in years. Very excited. Love the cast of characters that we have playing this season. And I love diving into some of these players for a little bit of a deeper look as to how they're going to be playing. Everyone is really dialed in right now. I feel like everyone that qualified, it's pretty darn well deserved, and people are playing out of their minds, man. Like, we're seeing the metagame evolve and everything as well. Now, Light looks like he's going to go for an 8 racks. And it's going to be a single 8 racks, it looks like. Yep, single 8 racks, forward 8 racks. So he'll be following this up with a factory. And, you know, there's like a huge range of where that can go. True, I feel like I don't see him pool first very often in this matchup. Like, you know, at top levels, you can't pool first very often. Definitely we see Sulky mix it in, and that's part of the reason why he is the greatest right now. But yeah, it can be really hard to go pool first against a standard opening and kind of feel like you're in a good place. So a lot of Zergs try to avoid that. But anyways, the gas on the way. You know, this forward SCV. Let's see where it scouts to. It's going to scout to the left first. I'd imagine the Marine will go to the top right, but not entirely sure. Maybe the SCV goes top right and the Marine goes bottom right. Or you might actually hold on to 2 Marines here. Showing up with 2 Marines is so much stronger than showing up with 1. And it doesn't actually change the math very much. They start reacting as soon as they see 1. So when you bring 2, it's like, if they try to react, you can kill a drone really quickly, whereas 1 doesn't. Okay, drone coming up. Is it going to go to the center? It is. He's going to scout this. All right, he sees the single 8 racks. Now, he doesn't know for 100% sure if there's a second 8 racks or not. So doesn't mine any gas. He does have to pull a lot of drones. 7 is a pretty normal number for pulling against this. Looks like we have 8 here. I've seen bigger drone pulls lately. Oh! Okay, loses 1. Okay, so 3 drones have fallen. Oh, he's going to lose it 4th. He's trying so hard to save this thing. Oh my god. Will he save it? But he's going to lose this one now. Right? Ah! That's crazy. That is crazy. He wants it so bad. There's 2 very hurt drones. So that was actually pretty good. He lost 3, which is considered Terran advantage. But yeah, it's... You know, we're in like a weird game state, and he knows, of course, that there's going to be a Vulture on the way, so he starts the creep colony. You know, we're cross map, and you're going to know that your opponent's teching, so it's a little bit different. You know, losing those 3. By the way, I do want to mention, I watched a Light versus Sulky game the other day, and Light did an 8 racks, and Sulky literally lost 0 drones. He literally lost 0 drones. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, how is he actually this good? It's so crazy. And then he bashed him in a Hive game. It was just like, damn, dude. And Light was playing so quickly. Like, all I do is StarCraft. I felt like I needed to slow the game down to understand what the hell Light was doing, because he was, like, ripping. He was ripping, man. It was like a first person Light, and Sulky just, like, grew and killed him. Definitely the favorite for this season, Sulky. Anyways, you know, Light right now, he's sitting on 1 Vulture. He's getting into 1 Wraith. 3rd hatchery gets started. I kind of like this. This is nice. It kind of blocks Vultures from trying to run by. He has 2 Lings up the ramp in case a Vulture tries. Blocks behind the minerals here with the Hydra's Den. Really superb SimCity from True. Layer coming up. Just an expansion here. The Wraith will be able to kill some Overlords and Scout, and he's getting an add-on, so that could be mines, but more likely speed. The speed upgrade for those Vultures can allow them to sometimes fall up with like a drop. Sometimes they can run by as well. It depends. against this Sim City, I wouldn't really try the run by. This is like, too much can go wrong here. If your opponent is like a computer and doesn't react, okay, you could get good damage. But if they react well at all, you're going to get glitched and just completely screwed. Where is that Wraith? There it is. Okay, so he flies in. He's going to say, like, okay, Hydraless Den. Actually, drone count is not that low. Goes after an Overlord immediately. Dropship is on the way. He did kill the one Ling Scout that came out. And look at that. True is nobody's fool. He knows that a Vulture drop is very likely coming after a Wraith. Has that Spire on the way. Of course, Light is going to know about the Spire. I actually didn't pay attention if his Wraith went into vision range yet, but he'll figure it out. It's pretty common against builds like this for someone to open Hydra and go into Spire. The Hydra kind of like stops a Vulture and Wraith damage from getting too large. And then, obviously, you know, by going into Mutas, you screw up what they're doing. Now, Cloak on the way for Light. This is very standard with this type of opener. Generally, you see 3 Cloaked Wraiths as the defensive line while they go into Science Vessels and just kind of build up everything else. So it'll be like some Missile Turrets plus 3 Cloaked Wraiths holding everything back. And you can see True immediately getting Overlord speed because he knows he's going to deal with Cloaked Wraiths specifically. It's like the only way you can do this build and live through the Mutas coming to your base. All right, so here comes the harassment. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, he's going to be able to get the dropship. So that was a mistake from Light. He absolutely could have clicked this back. But, you know, obviously he's focusing really heavily on microing the Vultures and getting the good targeting down. So he will lose the dropship. Kind of a free loss there. You know, 3 more clicks and he has a dropship. But Light is pretty damn quick, so what can you say? He's setting up his missile turrets right now. He has... Where's all of his Wraiths at? Let's see, 1 there. There's 2 more. So, yep, he did just go the 3. I saw some... I was just double checking because I saw someone the other day go 4 Cloaked Wraiths. I think I might have cast that game for the channel. But yeah, that was kind of a weird thing when I saw the 4. I think it was like Speed doing a counterattack with one of them or something. It was like really weird. But yeah, he just goes for the standard 3. Oh, he's going to clear an Overlord on the side. That was a really good read as to where the Overlords were. You can see that Overlord's speed is already done, by the way. But it doesn't matter. It's like, if he could have made like a ton of Mutas and sent them immediately across, there was real potential for damage. But by the time he gets there with an Overlord as well, look at how many turrets are being made. It is a hilarious amount of turrets. Not as much of the natural, but look at this. 4 and another 4 and another. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12 missile turrets. Taking it very seriously. By the way, still utilizing those Vultures. Got the mine upgrade. This is giving him some good scouting of what's going on. I tell you, like what we see Light doing here, this is a very hard strategy to play. Like, you are so low on everything. You have to take everything super seriously, but also you have to make sure they're not greeting. And he's doing a pretty good job of that, running the Vultures around and laying some mines. Like, the mines are kind of in the way, like, oh, are you going to attack me? I'm going to get some advanced notice. His Vulture checked here. His Vulture's checked here. Now he's going to send Vultures here. He knows that this base is here, so kind of comes down, sees if there's any drones. No, okay. Lay a mine there, watch things incoming. Adding a lot of barracks back at home. Does supply block Sulky here once again. And look at this. He actually flew in with his 3 Cloaked Wraiths. I love it. Because the Mutas are chasing down the Vultures, which are trying to get drones over here, he tries to get counter damage with the Wraiths. I don't think he actually really did. Yeah, so he's got 4 kills. We know that some of those are Overlords. Like 2 Overlords, I believe, died before the Spire started. We saw 1 die here. So I think he might have gotten 1 drone. Maybe. But obviously a couple Scourge hit the Wraiths, and he doesn't find the damage. But at least he's trying to utilize these units that he has when he knows he doesn't need them defensively. At that moment, at least. And he has so many turrets at this point, he might just not need the Wraiths at all. Second starport coming up. It looks like we're going to have a very normal SK Terran here. Well, it's not normal because the transition is coming in and it's kind of late. One thing to note, there's the Carapace upgrade and how far along it is. There's the attack upgrade and how far along it is. So there is the world in which if you just stay on top of this evolution chamber as true, you will never take unfavorable engagements as far as ultras go. And that is actually one of the big weaknesses of tech builds, is +1 starts so late that if you can normalize the game and go into ultras, your ultras will minimum be equal. And it's like the difference between one attack and armor upgrade between Ultramarine is one side gets wiped and the other one doesn't. It is insane, the difference. Like if an Ultra has +2 carapace upgrades, obviously chitinous plating as well, and the Marine has +1 attack upgrade, you don't even come close to killing them. Whereas, let's say the Marine has +2 and the Ultra only has +1, and chitinous, of course. The Marines will kill the Ultras so quick they feel like they're wasteful. If it's even upgrades, then the fight is pretty good. Obviously, it depends on numbers and stuff too, but yeah, it's just a very nice thing that True has going on with that quick upgrade. Ooh, he gets the Irradiate, but the Scourge kill his Vessel, so that is painful indeed. Now, attacks down into here, quite a few Lings with that +1, and we do have the +1 done here as well. Both sides have started their next attack and armor upgrade, and it looks like Light is going to be able to break through this third base. Damn. Well, I actually have a lot to say about this, because this looks to me like a Light victory right here. You're not going to be able to come back from this. There's no real advantage here for True anymore. Yeah, looks like he has to kill off one of his own buildings there, unfortunately. He does have Defiler Tech. He does have Ultra Tech. He is getting chitinous still. He's getting that +2 carapace. Light has +2 attack on the way, as well as +1 armor. Looks like he might try to dive with, like, Dark Swarms into the natural. It's hard to imagine that working right now. It's like the Ultra will definitely be a bit unkillable, but like you can kind of irradiate a little bit, bring your army back. It's not like how Lurkers will just clear everything in a matter of seconds. Like you can actually kind of deal with this a bit more. More Ultras coming out. Yeah, good irradiate. Yeah, just pulled back. Light comes up with his other group. Oh, yeah. I mean, these are good ideas by True, but he just doesn't have much to work with after losing that third base. I'm really thinking deeply right now about True's decisions in this game, and I actually think that this was not a bad idea what he did. And yeah, I want to talk about that more after this game. Like, there's no way for him to win this, I think. Like, you would have to plague grind so much to win this game. Throws down that Dark Storm. You know, he's pushing things back, but yeah, the Irradiate's going to come out and just reduce the quality of his army so significantly. He gets his first plague off of the game. Drone's headed up to this new base. He's going to try to hold on. He does have that additional carapace upgrade still coming. They're equal on upgrades right now. You need to plague some of these Marines. Light starts to pull back. Probably a good choice. Like, if you were to lose an army of this size, like, let's say you lost all this, and even if True lost this, it might become a little bit closer, even though Light would still be winning. Like, the more important critical mass here would be, like, the Terran one. Zerg is much more mobile. Terran has to get, like, a ball of units up that is a critical mass that the Ultras can't really engage. So you want to retain your army and keep it growing, basically. Which obviously the Defilers can screw that up, but because he has Defilers, he has less Ultras. It's like a lot of gas he's trying to utilize. Getting some good Irradiates down here as well. Yeah, really good Irradiates. True gonna lose this space and the game. He just can't clear this with 4 Radiated Ultras. Even though they get this damage buff against the Marines. Okay. So GG, Light is able to take him down. You can see the quality of Light. So just a quick little aside about this, because Like, this was obviously the decisive moment of the game, was losing this base over here. Now, what True was trying to do, he skipped Lurker. And that's kind of the funky part. The fact that he went Defiler but not Lurker was pretty darn greedy. Because he was also going into Ultra, but we just never saw a Lurker upgrade or any Lurkers made. So here's the thing. Like, you can go Lurker Defiler, and it's very stable. I think the reason he avoided this and he focused on getting a couple of evolution chambers is because his opponent did a 1-1-1. So a 1-1-1 is a 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. And these teched out builds are specifically good against Lurkers. It puts a lot of pressure because you're getting both Irradiate plus siege tanks, both of which are going to counter the Lurkers pretty hard. Now, against 1-1-1, there's an older school of thought, and we've seen it returning a little bit as we're seeing a few 1-1-1s right now in the metagame, is to get upgrades and make, like, a lot of units, like heavier on Ling, you know, maybe a lot of Lurkers, some Hydras mixed in there, just like lots and lots of units, because this is a unit light build, because you kind of tech all the way up, start getting tech units, and then you backfill the barracks and start producing. So you're just kind of lower on overall army size, which allows Zerg to kind of outmass it. So what True did here was kind of in between a couple of different lines. So, like, he didn't want to go... It feels like he didn't want to go Lurkers because already he can go tanks. And if he holds this base, I think he actually gets a very big advantage because he's kind of going into Crazy Zerg with Defiler. And it's like, yeah, it's like a very different kind of take on how to play the position. But Light macroed very well, had a good amount of units, and just had enough to break through here. Like, if there had been, like, a Dark Swarm here, maybe, you know, he was doing just slightly too much, perhaps. But continued fresh thoughts here from True, which is really, really appreciated. Huh. All right, let me know what you think about that. I'm kind of a little bit on the fence. I want to see more of this type of idea. But he just barely didn't defend it. Yeah, I feel like the whole game could have looked really, really different. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.